everyone, welcome to SAM IELTS YouTube channel. How are you all? I hope that you're all seriously preparing for the IELTS exam. Well, this SAM IELTS is actually dedicated to the ambitious people, the people who really want to learn English in the professional manner, or the people who really want to go and settle down in abroad, either for work or for studies. IELTS is the international language test system that you need to clear if you want to really go to English speaking countries. If you want to go to Canada to work, then you need to clear IELTS General. Else, you need to clear IELTS Academic. So, the IELTS Academic is basically for the students as well as the IELTS General is for the working professionals. Choose your exam wisely. Alright, without further delay, let's deep dive into today's topic. Today's topic is all about the top 5 mistakes that you are actually doing in the IELTS speaking exam. Do not do these 5 mistakes. So I'm just going to clarify by part 1, part 2 and part 3 so that you can make a note of it very clearly and stop doing these mistakes to get band 7 plus in the IELTS speaking exam. Well, in SAM IELTS, we have experienced tutors who can really help you to clear the IELTS exam in the first attempt itself. Let's discuss what are all the mistakes that the IELTS candidate is doing in speaking part 1. In the speaking part 1, you all know the examiner will ask you questions on the everyday topics. For example, do you like cooking? Do you like swimming? Do you like maths? Whatever it is. So, you need to understand that these questions are asked to make the candidate much more convenient and having the flow with the daily topics. Alright, what are all the mistakes that the IELTS candidates are doing that actually prevents from you to get band 7 or band 8? Mistake number 1, being too short. Do you like cooking? Yes. How can the examiner give you marks if you speak in a one-word answer? Remember, this is the English exam and you need to expand your answer. So, you need to expand the answer at least 2 to 3 lines. Do you like cooking? Indeed, I adore cooking. In fact, I have to tell you, I am a professional French cook. You can expand your answers. Never stop your answers with a single word or 2 word. This would actually prevent you to get marks. Remember, expand your answers. Alright, then what is the mistake number 2? Sometimes the students are actually expanding it too much. For example, the examiner is asking you one question and you are actually expanding at least 4 to 5 lines or 6 lines something. So, how can the examiner give you marks? Because the part 1 is designed to be short. So, the examiner will actually ask you only 12 questions and you need to answer to 2 to 3 lines. For example, the examiner is asking you the same question. Do you like cooking? You are saying, absolutely, I enjoy cooking. In fact, I have to say that I am a French professional cook. In fact, I need to admit that I had learned the cooking past 2 years ago. And from there, I have started cooking daily. When my relatives comes, I am the one who cook the pastries. Stop here. How many lines I have spoke for the single question? At least 5 to 6 lines. If you expand like this, then the examiner will not give you marks, because if you expand for the single question, then how can the examiner will go for the next question? The examiner will actually interrupt your answer if you expand like this. This may cause you the inconvenience. So you may feel a bit guilty, or you may feel, okay, I am not doing something wrong. Then you will get confused. So all the answers will go wrong. So what I want you to do is that just expand your answers 2 to 3 lines in the part 1. And that's fine. Clear. What is the next mistake I'm going to discuss here? The next mistake I'm going to discuss here is all about talking the irrelevant words. When the examiner is asking you a topic question, for example, do you like rain? You can actually use the word which is related to the rain. Drizzling, daggling, cats and dogs. You can use any of these words. These words are called as the vocabulary related words. So, if the examiner is asking you a question in a topic, you need to answer to him in vocabulary related words. Don't use the irrelevant words or the irrelevant synonyms in answering the question, because you may think that the unusual words or the lexical resource will give you marks. Of course, the lexical resource will give you marks. But you need to understand, when the vocabulary is related to the topic related, then you will get multifolded marks. What do you want? At the end of the day, we need band 8 plus in the speaking exam, right? So you need to use topic related words. Use relevant words. Clear? This is the mistake number 3 that most of the IELTS aspirants are doing in the speaking part 1. Clear? Let's move on to the speaking part 2. Well, the speaking part 2, by this time you know you need to speak continuously for 2 minutes. The examiner will give you a question paper and an answer sheet, and you need to have preparation time of 1 minute. So in the 1 minute you need to prepare your answers, and after 1 minute you need to tell the answer continuously for 2 minutes. So the examiner will not interrupt you. Instead, he will just listen to you. That's all. Clear? What are the basic mistakes that the IELTS candidates are doing in speaking part 2? Well, in the speaking part 2, I need to say that if you don't really read the question carefully, if you misunderstood the question, then the entire scenario goes wrong. So, in the 1 minute, spend at least 10 seconds to read the question carefully. If you read the question carefully and if you understand the concept, then for sure you can speak it fluently and confidently. However, if you misunderstood the question, then everything goes in vain. So this is a common huge mistake that the IELTS aspirants are doing. Alright, what is the next mistake the students are doing? The next mistake is beating around the bush. What do you mean by beating around the bush? Saying the same story again and again. Because the examiner will have the direct eye contact with you. And you are going to speak for continuously 2 minutes, right? So if you go on straight eye to eye contact, then what happens is that the IELTS candidate start beating around the bush, which means start repeating the answers again and again. Repetition is a huge mistake in the speaking part 2. I want you to not to repeat any ideas. If you run out of ideas, please don't worry, just stop the answer. Even it is for 1 minute and 30 seconds, that's fine. Don't worry about it. How can you know that your time is running out or you spoke for 1 minute or 30 seconds? Let me explain you with a simple thing. See, if you just answer all the 4 bullet points, explained all the 4 bullet points with the main answer, then for sure your answer will reach 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you add the introduction as well as the conclusion, then it reaches 1 minute and 40 seconds for sure. So just form a structure. Start with the introduction, give your main answer, just answer to all the 4 bullet points, then conclude. You don't worry about the timing here. If you practice really well, for sure your answers will be 1 minute or 30 seconds or 40 seconds. And the next common mistake that most of the IELTS aspirants will do is that they will think that if the examiner stops them, then they are doing something wrong. No, not like that. You need to understand that if the examiner stops you, you reached the maximum time limit, which is of 2 minutes. Right? If you spoke for 2 minutes, the examiner will just stop you. See, he will say just thank you, which means you don't have to worry about it. Your time limit is completed. These are all the major mistakes in the speaking part 2. Are you clear with the speaking part 2 mistakes? Never do the speaking part 2 mistakes. Clear? The most important thing that I want to mention in the speaking part 2 mistake is that don't move out of topic. For example, the examiner is asking you the question, describe an occasion that you had a wonderful cake. Right. So now the question is about the occasion, or now the question is all about the cake. Remember, the question is all about the occasion. Correct. So the thing is that never move out of topic and speak something related to the cake, which is not a matter here. So the examiner wants you to describe an occasion. So think about it. Do some fruitful exercise. So the thing is that never move out of topic. If you go out of topic, then for sure your mark will be declined. Don't do that. Are you clear with this? Right. With this note, we are going to speaking part 3. The speaking part 3, you need to give a thoughtful idea. What is called as a thoughtful idea? See, when you give an answer, the examiner should be convinced with that answer. For example, if the examiner is asking you the question, what would be the next technology that rule your country? See, there is no right or wrong answer in the IELTS. However, you need to give a thoughtful idea. You may tell that like, well, in my opinion, I believe that the electric cars would rule over my country in the next decade. See, the thing is that you should give something which is actually in the process of innovation. See, the electric cars are under innovation. You can speak about robots, you can speak about the artificial intelligence. However, you need to be creative sometimes. There are no right or wrong answer in the IELTS. Please do remember that very clearly. Why I am telling you this thing again and again is that you need to give a thoughtful idea. So for example, like what would be the next invention, and if you say laptop, consider how funny it is. Will you give the mark for this kind of answer? So you should be thoughtful and give a fruitful idea to the questions which is being asked in the speaking part 3. Are you clear with this? Right. Bonus tip that I am going to give you today is that speak in a slow pace, which means don't be very slow, neither be very fast. Just maintain the speed. If you really maintain the speed, then for sure you will get the ideas as well as you can present yourself. This is the secret of clearing the IELTS speaking. If you really want to get band 8+, just go and find a mentor. In SAM IELTS, we have online courses for this IELTS program, both IELTS Academic as well as IELTS General. Also, we have one-on-one classes, group classes. You can choose whatever you want. If you really want to go abroad and settle down in abroad, you need to clear this IELTS, and for that we are here to help you out. Visit www.samielts.in or our team WhatsApp number 90431 40844 to book a free demo. Thank you for watching this video till the very end, and you can like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also, please share this video to the IELTS aspirants so that they can really understand what not to do in the IELTS speaking. Are you clear with this? This is the note. I'm just signing off today, and I will meet you next time. Thank you.